Hi everyone, welcome back to the cottage. Today's video should be pretty fun. I'm going to be sharing with you 47 things that I no longer buy now that I live a more minimalist lifestyle. I've always loved this type of video and I thought it would be really fun to do one of my own. But before I get started, I definitely want to say that this should be a judgment-free, shame-free zone. If you see something on my list of things I no longer purchase and you do still purchase this thing, don't feel any guilt at all. Remember that minimalism is a way for us to determine which items bring us value and joy and usefulness, and that's going to vary from person to person. Let's get started with a few general items first. Number one, we don't buy things that we don't need or we can't afford. This one kind of goes without saying, but it really has helped us to pare down our inventory and has also helped our pocketbook. We also don't frequent garage sales, yard sales, or really any type of sale because we know that if we look into something like that as a way to save money, we're probably going to come home with something that we didn't actually need, and in turn we're going to be spending money we didn't need to spend. We also don't seek out name brand items. That doesn't mean that we don't own anything that has a brand, but we don't shop specifically for the brand. We don't get family photos, and as a large family, it can get expensive to try to do family photos every year, so instead we found a way to use our camera with a self-timer, and in the comfort of our home, I feel like our kids are more relaxed and we're able to get pretty good family photos just by doing it this way, and that also saves us quite a bit of money. We don't pay for phone upgrades unless we absolutely need them. We're probably 4 or 5 models behind in our phones, and as long as they still work, that's totally okay with us. We also don't buy any subscription type services such as Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, or any mailbox subscriptions. I don't buy books. Instead, we frequent the library often. I don't buy journals or planners, or music CDs, or any movies or DVDs. And we also don't buy any souvenirs if we go on a vacation. Now let's talk about some items I no longer buy for the kitchen. I think this is one area where a person could save quite a bit of money and free up a lot of space if they're really mindful about what is being brought in. We no longer purchase any bottled water, we don't purchase any paper plates or plastic silverware, anything that is like a one-use item, use it and throw it type of item. In contrast, we also don't buy any fancy china, any sort of table setting that we would only use once or twice a year and it's only brought out for special occasions. I also don't purchase any kitchen items that are single purpose, such as a rice cooker or a juicer. I found that some more generic items in your kitchen can actually do double duty and can take care of some of these single-use functions. It also surprises people to find out that I do not buy bulk food items. And I would have a reason to because we have a family of 7. We'd probably save some money this way, but I've found for myself and in my kitchen that if I purchase too much of the same type of thing, that it will not get rotated through properly and I'll end up having things spoil or they go past their expiration date, so I actually end up wasting some money. What I have found to be most useful for me is to have a meal plan and only purchase the food items that I need for 1 or 2 weeks worth of meals that I'm going to be creating. I've done a video about this here on this channel and I'll leave that link down below if you'd like to check that out. Alright, moving on to kids items. This is one category that could get really out of control if a person wasn't paying careful attention. We have 5 children and we are out of the baby phase, so I want to recognize that there is quite a bit of gear that a person needs to purchase for a baby or even a toddler that we no longer have to purchase. Those items are not on this list because obviously we're not in that season of life anymore. But some things we no longer purchase for our kids include large toys. We found that when we buy these large items, they wouldn't get played with as often because a lot of times they were single-use type of items, and it also took up so much space and we were getting frustrated by that. We tend to gravitate towards toys such as Legos or blocks, things that are more open-ended and kids can get a lot more creative with. We don't buy any art kit sets. We definitely have color crayons and color pencils and things like that for our kids to use if they want to be creative with art. We don't buy specialized themed birthday decorations. We have a few generic pieces that we will put up. Sometimes we will add a few balloons. The kids really like when we have balloons, but we don't go overboard with kids decorations. We also don't buy birthday cards for our kids or for our kids' friends. If they are invited to a birthday party, we encourage them to make a hand-drawn card for their friend, and that seems to be just as special, if not even more special. We also try to stay away from any extra summer sports or camps. When our oldest was little, he was in like summer soccer and softball, and that worked out okay when he was the only one involved, but with 5 kids, if each of them had even 2 summer activities, I feel like we would never see each other. So we try to really embrace our summer and the freedom that it gives us and the relaxation that it gives us, and staying away from the summer activities really does help with that. I no longer buy my kids any of those little treats or trinkets from the checkout line at the store. We also do not buy any school photos or sports photos, so if they're involved in an activity and they get the little packet that they can purchase, I find that the action photos that I could take at the actual event are more meaningful to me than to have a still shot of my child in their uniform. And school photos, I feel like I can take good enough photos with my camera that will not justify purchasing the school photos. For our kids' bedrooms, we don't purchase any specific theme type of items such as decor or bedding. I want to have things for my kids that are more basic and can last through the years instead of something that is going to be just a temporary thing that they're going to outgrow. And the last item in the kids category is that we no longer buy our kids Christmas presents. And the disclaimer on this is we no longer buy them Christmas presents every other year. We have a year where we buy them presents and then a year where we do not buy presents for anyone in our family. And I've done a video on this as well. It's actually very refreshing to have that year off to really just appreciate and enjoy each other's company. And if you want to check out that video, I'll have that link down below as well. All right, moving into the bathroom category of items, I feel like this is one place where a lot of people like to play around and try new products, try new things, and I used to do that as well. But after becoming more minimal, I found the items that work for me, and I have a whole host of things that I no longer buy. Specifically, I don't buy any specialty face creams or face washes. I have a very basic face soap that I like to use and a moisturizer, and that's pretty much all that I use. I don't buy any bath sprays or body sprays, like all those different scents that you can try. I actually feel like they give me a headache, so I don't like them. I don't buy bath bombs or specialty soaps, things that you could use when taking a bath, anything like that. I don't buy teeth whitening kits, and that might be because I don't drink coffee. I just don't see the need for whitening my teeth. I also don't buy any anti-aging type of products like wrinkle creams or hair dye. I figure I'm gonna show my age eventually, and I might as well flow into it naturally and gradually so that people aren't shocked when I stop dyeing my hair. I don't purchase any just for fun type of makeup like bright eyeshadow colors or blushes. And I also do not buy nail polish. As a busy mom of 5, I have no time for keeping these nails polished at all times. I just don't wear nail polish at all, and I definitely prefer it that way. In the clothing category, I don't buy any brand new clothes for my kids unless it's something I cannot find secondhand. I like to shop at the thrift stores, and I usually can find really good deals on quality items that are barely worn there, and I pay just a fraction of the cost of what it would be brand new. And for as quickly as kids grow and for as hard as they are on their clothing, I just can't justify paying full sticker price. We also don't buy any cutesy theme type of socks. I know especially for little girls, they have lots of different patterns and colors and little logos and things that they have in them. But for a matter of practicality, I don't like having to sort them all and get them lined up with their correct pair. And so we just go the fully white sock route, and that just makes laundry a lot easier. I also don't purchase any clothing items that are fussy or fancy or need a specific care to them. If it's not something that I can throw directly into the washing machine with everything else on a normal type of cycle, then I don't want to have it in my closet or my kids' closets. And going along with that laundry theme, I don't buy dryer sheets. I use wool balls now instead, and I find them to work just as well, if not better, and they're reusable, which is great. I also don't buy fabric softener. I don't buy any earrings or jewelry or accessories. I don't buy extra purses. I just have one purse that I use every single day for every single event. I also stay away from any seasonal type clothing items, holiday t-shirts or leggings, different things like that. Christmas seems to be a really big one. I can't tell you how many times I've had to turn down an ugly sweater event just because I cannot justify purchasing an ugly sweater that I'm only going to use one time, and I definitely am not going to keep a sweater around for that sole purpose. And the final category of items that I no longer buy are the more general household type of things. I don't buy tablecloths or placemats. I find them to be a little bit too fussy, too much maintenance. For me, I like to have a table runner for decoration, and I can take that and the decor piece off the table when we're sitting down for a meal. With the exception of Christmas, I don't buy any seasonal decor, so nothing for the other holidays, Valentine's Day, Easter, Thanksgiving, anything like that. I instead rotate through some general basic home decor, and I make them look right for the season based on how I use them. I don't buy any extra linens. We have one set per bed, and if they get dirty or need to be washed, I wash them that day and put them right back on that same bed. We don't really have a guest bed, so we don't have a need to rotate sheets very often at all, and this works really well for us. I also don't keep extra towels. I don't buy any extra towels. We have one per member of our family for the full body size towel, plus 3 extra towels for when we do have guests. We then also have just one hand towel per bathroom and a couple of washcloths. I think I might be the only person in my house that uses a washcloth, and so we don't need many of those. I don't buy throw pillows, and I know this is a tempting area for a lot of women, and I've gotten around this by instead purchasing fabric that I make into pillow covers, and then I just keep a couple of pillow inserts that I can put the covers on and really change the look depending on what the decor is in my home. This not only saves a ton of space, it also has saved me quite a bit of money. And the last area where I no longer spend money is on hobby type items. Specifically for me, crafting supplies. I used to be really into scrapbooking, and I'd find myself just kind of window shopping for craft supplies and scrapbooking supplies, and I'd pick up, a $2 item here, a $3 item there, and I ended up with this huge stash of items that would take me literally years to use up, and I wasn't spending nearly the amount of time to use up these items, and so they just ended up accumulating. So I found now instead to really just purchase the things that I need while I'm doing a craft project instead of buying things and then storing them. Well, that is it. That is my list of 47 items that I no longer buy as a more minimally minded person. And I have to say it's very freeing and liberating to know that you are the one that's in control of making these decisions, and that you don't have to listen to necessarily what marketing is telling you that you should buy or society says is the normal thing to do. Maybe marketing is telling me to purchase name brand clothing items, but I don't see the value in it. Or society says that it's important to take family photos once a year, but I can find other ways to capture those memories. That is decisions that we've made, and it really is freeing and liberating to be able to do this. Again, remember, if you watch this video and you saw something on my list that you personally like to purchase and you enjoy purchasing or you need to purchase, do not feel any guilt at all. Remember that minimalism is all about making those decisions for yourself and your own lifestyle. And I have a companion video to this video that is titled 10 Things We No Longer Do as a Minimalist Family, and I'll have that video linked down below for you to check out as well. Thanks so much for watching today, and I hope that you'll stop by the cottage again really soon.